So I'm going to show you the way that I break a chicken down. We get our chickens from Waitrose, but we also get deliveries from Able and Cole or Ocado. I personally think that an organic chicken tastes far better and it's healthier for you, but you know, it's up to you depending on your budget. People think that this is a bit of a high price for a chicken, but I think it's well worth it considering the quality and the taste of the meat. So I just have a normal kitchen knife. I know that some people like really sharp knives. I'm not bothered whether it's really sharp. You know, kind of sharp works for me. I don't particularly want it too sharp. But a quick tip here to actually sharpen your knife is just to use the bottom of a cup. Bare porcelain works really well. Just to so that's given that a nice edge. I like to kind of spread the chicken out a bit, pull out the limbs, and I'll start with the wings here. So just look for the joint there and a little nick, and then just pull that joint back to reveal that joint. Nice and easy. Okay, so for the main part of the chicken here, you don't really want to lose all the skin off of the chest there, so I just make an incision there. Again, just a little nick there, and then just around the leg. Like so. Now when I like to turn the chicken over and just put a couple of incisions here, because what I want to do is actually take away that oyster there with the whole leg. So I'll just feel into where that is and peel it back with my finger as I go around. So of course, if you're a bit squeamish, you're not going to really want to get right into the chicken there. But you know, that's why I don't really like a really sharp knife, because it's rather unforgiving if you do just kind of go close to your hand there. So I've now taken that oyster right out of there. So just do the other side. So I think it's worth taking a little bit more time and just being a little bit more meticulous to get all of that meat out of there. So really we've got the legs to the point there where we can just take them away. So as you pull back there, you reveal the joint, and now we can just take it straight down the side there. And again, I've released that oyster, so pull that joint back. And then just follow the main carcass along there, and there you have it. So actually I find that what I then like to do with the top of the chicken is just put one incision along here, and then just find that ridge of the bone there and just follow that along, and you'll find that the knife will glide along where the actual bone is. You can see, look, that's already started to open. And then you've got the wishbone there, we call it. So you'll just follow that down. And then as you're going, you'll just following the carcass down there and peeling away as you go. So just trim off that little bit of cartilage there. That happens sometimes. And then again the same. If you want to keep this flesh underneath the wishbone there, then you can just cut through either side of the bone. That will come away. And then I'll just trim into here. And then I can just take that wishbone out after. So I've got a bit more skin on that one, but there's the smaller breast inside. And apart from the few hanging bits there, because we've cut this out of there and saved that bit of meat. Not too much waste there. And you can see there's not that much meat on the carcass there. These few bits, I may cut those off. And I do that just by pinching here and then slice it along. But you're not talking about a hell of a lot of meat. But, you know, if you're doing something like a curry, then these bits are not going to go amiss there, are they? So it's not as good as a butcher would do it, but you've got to remember a butcher's probably doing hundreds of these a week. They're not the easiest things to butcher, but that's just the body, so that's done. Now when it comes to the legs, what you want to do is just look for this bit of fat, and that tells you it's the line there to go straight through the... God, typical, isn't it? There we go. So the line there, straight through. Then when it comes to the wings, what I do is I just put it down with the bend up there, the crook, and I just go straight through, and then turn it over again, straight through. So look for the crease in that joint. If you miss slightly, not a problem, you can just open that joint up and just cut through. So I'm going to break this down even more. I actually like keeping the wings just as like this, and if I'm doing a curry or something or stew, then I'll put these in anyway for added flavour. When it comes to the drumsticks, what I tend to do is to cut around here, just to release all those tendons, And I'm really not fussy about having tendons in my meat. If you are, then you might have to do a little bit more cleaning up. But they're cut there. And then I'll just hold the drumstick that way, and just being careful. I'll put the point in and I'll follow the bone there. Obviously be careful with this. And then I'll just open that up this way. And that way now I can follow. I'll even just tear that back with my hands this way. And then you just got those bits you can just trim out. So there we go. If you're bothered, of course, by those bits of tendon, then you can trim those out just by pulling them out. But this is all goodness, so I'll keep all this. And then I'll just show one of the thigh bits. So again, I'll just go in at the side of the bone there and just gently follow that through. And again, you'll see that that just comes away from the bone. And then it's just a case of just carefully following the bone there. Of course, a sharper knife does make life a bit easier when it comes to bits like this. So I'm actually scraping the meat off of the bone here with the side of the blade. And you can do that with a slightly blunter knife. There we go, with a nice bit of skin on it, and albeit a couple of like loose bits there. So that's just showing you there how I break down a chicken to use every bit of it. I'll take these various pieces and either put them in the fridge with seasoning on and store them for other meals. And I'll also take the carcass and use that for chicken stock. I may not be the most elegant chicken butcherer, so I learnt the basis of that through a friend of mine, Paul, that did an online workshop. I'll put his link somewhere below this video. So it does take practice, and of course you just need to take your time. I've sort of been a bit rushing in it here because we're filming this, but there's no need, just take your time. Always cut away from you, of course, and a sharper knife, of course, is going to be better. So hopefully you found this video maybe inspiring to go off and start getting a little bit more involved with your own meals and your own meat preparation. Please give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so that you get future videos. And if you hit the little bell icon, you'll get notified as soon as I upload a new video. Thanks for watching. I hope you found that useful, maybe informative, and even inspiring to go out and start getting a little bit more involved with your own food and start cooking some more interesting meals. But you can see I may not be the most elegant chicken breaker downer. You know, I'm not a butcher, so that's how I do it. You know, after all that, I actually think that I'm more relaxed. I'm more relaxed when we're not actually properly, seriously filming it. It all helps in growing my channel, and if you hit the little I'm getting so tongue-tied.